sets a foundation for experiencing life and the prophetic.
There's deeper and deeper understanding.
A whole new level of knowing God as opposed to just knowing about God.
Changed the way I thought about life.
Pushed me outside my box.
For the first time I heard just answers to things I'd never heard before.
It really cleared up a lot of questions.
Something that just broadened my perspectives on the church and where I fit in the church.
Well, I saw too many young, gifted people shipwrecking their lives. I saw them destroying churches. I saw a gift wasted because the character didn't match the gift that they had. I saw them failing to differentiate between giftedness and character. And character would involve things like what kind of a husband are they, or a wife are they? What kind of a father are they? How integrous are they? They may have a gift that says, I have seen an angel, or I've had an experience with that, one has come and visited me in a dream or a vision, etc. But then they begin to make things up. They would begin to make up things that really didn't happen. It's almost like they had to make things up in order to prove they were prophetic.
As a pastor, I want to have the gifts of the Spirit operating in my church. But my experience has told me they can be messy sometimes. John Paul's emphasis on integrity and on character in his classes has provided for us a means to have a healthy and a safe environment where we can utilize and employ the gifts of the Spirit and yet still do it in a way that honors God and blesses His people.
I think also the exercises that we do a lot of different exercises. There's at least 9 different exercises that we do that help people understand what their gift is all about, help them understand how the gift works, help them understand and differentiate between soul and spirit, what is me, what is God. When I first began teaching these courses or writing this material, that really wasn't a distinction that was made, the immature versus the mature. There's multiple teaching units that deal with issues in our lives. They bring out issues in our lives. Things surface, historical issues surface that we hadn't thought about and perhaps hadn't ever thought about.
Whenever I teach the class and I see the material imparted into people and it's assimilated into their lives, then the issues that I have watched in developing leaders that cause them problems tend to dissolve away.
And so we had those aha moments, and I watch as I have taught the courses and now others are teaching the courses as well. I watched those aha moments happen where somebody goes, oh man, that's why this keeps happening to me. So we see cycles of life that happen over and over again that are destructive. And so we help identify those destructive cycles, which then in turn benefits not only the people, benefits not only the church, but also benefits the prophetic person as well. You'll begin to understand how to hear from God, what stops you from hearing from God, and you'll be able to, because of that, you'll be able to hear God more clearly and more consistently in your walk in life. I think the second thing is that, I mentioned this earlier, you will begin to identify destructive cycles in your life, and you'll be able to find out how to stop those destructive cycles. There is no interpretation of a dream with accuracy without the Holy Spirit of the living God putting all the pieces together. You may know what symbols mean, you may know what various dream elements mean, you may know what the title of the dream, you may have an idea that this is about you and somebody else, but you will never know what it really accurately means until you remove all those issues that cloud your thinking. This course helps remove the issues that cloud your thinking. Really truly, everybody should take this course. I have pastor after pastor that says this should be required material for every single person in the church, and probably should be required material certainly for every leader in your church.
We found that it's really helped to lay a solid foundation, a great standard for operating.
But I believe that being involved in Streams and what we're doing in the world today is propelling you into your destiny. Your life won't be the same. It gets changed and transformed. Whether you're working in one of our offices, attending one of our courses, your life gets changed. It gets transformed and propelled.
John Paul Jackson invites you to bring the Art of Hearing God course to your church or small group. This course is nearly 23 hours of biblical teaching that will train you to grow in your spiritual gifting and operate most effectively within your church or personal ministry. Learn the multitude of ways in which God speaks by studying the history of the prophets, the difference between the two trees in the garden. Learn what keeps us from hearing God's voice by understanding the power of our words, the beauty of God's correction, the lost art of listening, and discover the ways in which God speaks by learning to discern God's voice from your own. Practical tips for delivering a prophetic word and grasping the similes and metaphors of the Psalms.